Thanks for stopping by again at Craps Hawaii. Today I'm gonna continue on our power pressing segment. This is gonna be part two. So I'm just gonna recap from the beginning and press our ways up. So you should have studied if you looked at the video, so you have some kind of idea of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be pressing it up and what each number should be paying, because that's pretty important for you to know when you're pressing it up what you should be getting paid. So again, like the first video, we're not throwing the dice because it may not work for us and we'll have to start all over, and it's going to take a very long time to shoot the video. Okay, so let's say we're getting started. We started over here with 44 inside on our first video, part one. So we're gonna go back and just recap the presses. So hopefully this video doesn't take that long. So okay, let's say we throw the dice, and our first point is 8. So we got $12 on the 8, $12 on the 6. And if you watched the first video, like I hope you did, and studied it, the press move for this would be, because we'd collect $14 for a $12 8 or 6, so whichever one would hit would get paid $14. So the move for the $14 was to press both sides up to 18. Okay, now don't forget, along the way, you can take back at any time. Just because I'm showing you this power press doesn't mean you're just going to keep pressing until the 7 comes or whatever. Yeah, you need to take along the way. So as we're here at 44 inside when we first started, if you can take back 2 or 3 times, you'd get your money back. And if a 7 should come after that, then you won't get hurt. Okay, because you already took some money back. Okay, so in this video, I'm just showing you the press, and you can take anywhere along the way. You can take some profit and then continue to press. Okay, just want to make that very clear, because we never know what the dice is going to do. But if the dice keeps rolling and rolling, then you're gonna should be making a good amount of money. Okay, so this is the first press. Whether the 6 or the 8 would come, would press each one up 1 unit each and get it to 18 each. Okay, the idea here is to get our 44 inside up to 66 inside. Okay, so that's the first press. The next roll, let's say it comes, is a 5. Okay, so we throw the dice, it's 5. So the next press is, whether it's a 5 or a 9, you're going to still get paid $14. Okay, so with the $14, we're going to press the 5 and 9, $5 each. Okay, now we know that we could take the $10 out of the $14 that we won and make, either the 5 or the 9, $20, but that's not the point behind this. The point is so that we can press up, and no matter what number hits, you're going to collect $21. Okay, because if we press the 5 to 20, but then the 9 came, you would have to press that up. Whereas if you went like I did, 15, you'd collect $21. Okay, so that's the point of doing this. So now we're at 66 inside. Okay, so now we roll a dice again, and let's say we throw a 9 now. Okay, so now whether a 9 or a 5 would come, because we're up to 66 inside, we have 15 on the 5 and 9 and 18 on the 6 and 8. The payment for $15 is $21. Okay, so we get paid $21. And what we're gonna do is, because we got 15 on the 5 and 9 and we got $21, we're gonna press both the 5 and the 9 up to a quarter. Okay, so 5 and 9 now is a quarter each. Okay, and if you watch the first part, you would see that. So we're just recapping what we learned on part 1. Okay, so now the dice gets thrown and the point becomes a 6. Okay, so now if it hits a 6 or an 8, we're gonna press this up, because now we're gonna get paid $21, whether it's the 6 or the 8, because 18 pays 21. We're gonna press both sides up again now. Okay, both sides get pressed up to 30 each. Okay, so you saw that before. 6 and 8 added together, 18 each, is $36, correct? Okay, so 36, 46, 56, 57. And what we're gonna do is give the $3 from the other wins that we had, and we're gonna press it up to 30, correct? Okay, so now we're up to 110. Don't forget, like I said, you can collect over here. Any one of these numbers hit, it's worth $35. Okay, so you can hit the 9 or the 6 or the 8, even a 5, it's worth $35. So don't be afraid to take 35. Maybe you want to take it, comes first hit, maybe hit a 9, you take 35. Maybe it'll hit a 6 or an 8, next one take another 35. You're $70 up already in profit. Okay, besides what you took back when we first started, so that you'd break even from your first layout of $44. Okay, now at this point, let's say the dice came, it rolled, and let's say it rolled a 5. Okay, so at that point you get paid $35. Okay, so you can profit this, like I said, or if you wanted to press, you could press. Okay, and the press would be $10 over here on the 9, because you want to make it 35. You could press this up to 50, but I don't really care to have it odd, so better that you get some change, or if you have in your rack, you want to press that to 35. Okay, so now instead of 110, you got 130, 140. Okay, we're up to 140. Okay, now the dice rolls, and it's now a 9. Okay, it could be a 5, it could be a 9. Let's say it's a 9. So now you know that you got 35. And if you watch my presses, 35 pays what? 50 for 1. Okay, because it's 49. It pays 49, so you get paid 50 for 1. Now if you already took and it's time for you to press, you're going to press each side $25. So each side becomes 60 now. Okay, each side becomes 60. That's the next press. Okay, that's the press for the 5 and 9. Now the dice gets thrown. Comes an 8. Okay, so now 6 and 8 at $30 pays what? You're right, 35. Okay, 35. Now, what we want to do here, like I said earlier, if you watched, we want to collect 35. We're gonna give $1, and we're gonna go to 66. Okay, we'll take all this, give $1, and go to 66. Okay, the win was 35, and I know you could just press it to 60 if you wanted to, and take $5 profit. You don't have to give the $1. But I want to get up fast, okay? So because we want to get up fast, we're going to press it to 66. Okay, 66. Dice hits again, 0.6. We're going to do the same thing over here. Get paid 35. Give the dealer $1. Tell them to take us to 66. Okay? But don't forget, along the way, at any time you want to, depending on what the table's giving you, go ahead and take some profit. Okay, 66 pays 77. Okay, so you could take a $77 profit on either the 6 or an 8. $60 on a 5 and 9 should pay you 84. Okay. So you could collect $84 if you wanted to. You could collect it once, you could collect it twice. That's all up to you, okay? I'm not saying just press, press, press. I'm just showing you the power press so you know if the dice is rolling, that you can press it up a much faster way than 1 unit at a time or just doubling it up, okay? So that's the purpose. Okay, so now, let's say, boom, 9 rolls. Okay, so 9 rolls. What did we say? $60 pays on the 5 and 9. $84, right? So it pays $84. Okay, $84. So like I said on the first power pressing part 1, 84 and 60 makes 144, and that's why we're going to give the dealer $6 and take us to 150. Okay, you're right, 150. Okay, that's 150. We'll do the same thing over here. Dice rolls. 5. Win $84. Give the dealer $6 because 60 and 84 makes 144. $6 gives you 150. Okay. So that's how we got up in our first part, up to $150 on a 5 and 9. And the 6 and 8. 6 rolls. What's the move here? Do you remember? Did you study part 1? Okay. 66 pays you 77. Don't forget that. Okay. 66 pays you 77. Don't forget that. So 66 and 77 is 143. Okay. So you're going to give the dealer $7 and take you to 150. Doing the same thing on this side. That the point should roll 8. Doing the same thing here, going to go up to 150. Okay, on the same move that we made on the 6. Okay, here at this point we're at 150 on all our bets. Okay, and don't forget, I mean, you know, I gave you a lot of options on my other videos. So besides collecting, you could also start what? Depressing, right? You could go all the way back down to 44 this hit and take 150 profit, right? So those are things that you got to think about, things that you see the table giving you, okay? Or you could just say off on all my bets, take me down. I would rather drop down to 44 inside if you're going to do that, because at least you're still in the game in case that person is going to throw another 20, 30 rolls. Okay, you never know, but like I said, you want to stay alive, you want to stay in the game, you want to keep collecting if it's possible. You don't want to be sitting on the sidelines and the guy's throwing for another 15, 20 minutes, right? Okay, so those are all the options I gave you through all my videos. Make sure you use them for weapons for you to counteract the table and what the table is doing. Okay, read the table, see what the table is doing. Okay, 6 or 8 hits. Let's say 8 hits again, or let's say 6 hits. Okay, you had 150. At 150, you have some options, because 150 pays on a 6 and 8, pays $175. Okay, $175 on a 6 and 8 when you're at 150. Okay, so it's easy to push this up to 300. Okay, easy to push up to 300, but you're only gonna take $25 profit unless you took it 175 and a couple times, or at least once, before you push it up to $300. So like I said, 150 pays 175. Okay, 150 pays 175. Maybe at that point, what you want to do is maybe just say, take me to 180. Okay, 180. So you're gonna take it like this. You're gonna make change unless you have in your pocket, I mean in your bankroll. And you got 175, 180 now. Okay, because you had 175, right? This is 175. That's what you want from the 150. Okay, so you, like I said, you could make it 300, or if you wanted to go to 180, you could do that by just doing this and take $145 profit. Okay, $145 profit, and still pressed it up to 180. Okay. And the only reason I wanted to press it, you know, to 180, I mean, because you could take some profit then and you still press your bet up. But the reason I wanted to press it up to 180, I'll tell you in a short while. So we'll do the same thing over here. Yeah, if the 8 hits, then we're gonna press it up. Same thing. 150 wins 175. Okay, 150 wins 175. So we'll say take us to 180. So you're gonna give them $30. Take you to 180 on both sides, still profiting more money. Still profiting more money. Okay. So now 150. What does 150 pay on a 5 and 9? And that's why I tell you, this is why you need to know what you're getting paid and what you're pressing up to, okay? So when you first started, it went from 44 inside to 66 inside. What do we have on the 5 and 9? We went from $10, right, when we had 44, to 66. We all came $15 and $18.68, right? Okay, so we went from 10 to 15, right? So $10 paid us $14, correct? $15 paid us what? 21. Okay, paid us $21. So 150 should pay us what? 210. Okay, and that's why I'm telling you, when you press up, press it up in the increments that you know what you're getting paid. Okay, so $15 would have paid you $21. So 150 now pays you $210. Okay, would pay you $210. So you take $210. Okay, that's the win for 150. It's 210. Okay. So now, what you could do is press it to 250. 250, profit 110. Pressed it up to 250. Okay. We could have gone to 300, right? But why do I want you to go to 250? I mean, maybe I would go to 300, but because you're learning this system and you need to know what you're getting paid, you press this up to 250. Because when you was in the 44 into the 66, what was the next press we did? We did what? We did $25, right? We did $25 when we went to 110, right? So what did $25 pay you? $25 paid you 35, correct? So now you're at 250. What do 250 pay you? If you got 335 here, 250 pays you $350. $350. Okay? And that's my reason for wanting you to keep them in increments that you know what your payoff is. Okay? That's what I want you to know. And of course, you know, 250, we could press them all the way up to 2,500. And what would the payment be? 3,500. Okay? So, anyway, 250 pays 350. Okay? Now over here, we got 180. Why did I press it up to 180? I could have pressed it up to 300, but you took some wind. Pressed it up to 180 because why? In our 66 inside, what did we have? Went from $10, $12 on the 6 and 8, $10 on the 5s and 9s. From the 44 inside, we press it up to what? 18 each. Correct? What does 18 on the 6 and 8 pay? Pays $21, right? Pays $21. Okay? So what would $180 pay on a 6 and 8? Let me help you out. 210, right? The same thing we did over here. So if 18 pays 21, 180 pays 210. Okay? And that's why I want you to keep them in increments, working your way up so that it'll be fast for you to figure out what your payments are. It should be fast for you to figure out what your next steps, what your next press is going to be. And that's why in part one, I told you that when you're power pressing, you're thinking 1 to 2 steps ahead of what's your next press. Yeah? What's your next press? So that you can set yourself up as you go up the ladder. Okay? In units or presses. That's why I don't press 1 unit at a time. I'll take couple times, and when I press, I'm gonna take a big jump. Okay, and I take a big jump. Like I said, 66. I may take once, twice, $77 out of the 66 on a 6 and 8. But when I press, I'm gonna press 100 up to 150 from 66. Whereas the other guy that was at $60, he probably go to 90, he probably go to 120, and I'm still at 66. But when I press, I'm going to jump a whole bunch. I'm going to jump to 150. Okay. Next time I collect in one side, I could jump to 300. Okay, and that's your options. You could jump that high, or you could, because you know that 300 on a 6 and 8 is like a $30 bid. A $30 bid pays $35, so a $300 bid will pay you $350. Okay, and that's why I want you to bet it up in increments, knowing what each increment gonna pay you, or each unit when you jump gonna pay you. Okay, I don't mean, bet $6, bet and win. Let's say 14 you betting, or $12 you betting, and you win 14. I don't like see you go, oh, just press them up 1 unit, take the profit. Now you get 18. Next time you win a little bit more, I'll press it up $6 more, I'll take a little profit. No. We jump up big at a time, because you don't know how long the dice gonna roll, right? The longer you take to bring up this press, the more chances you're giving that 7 to come up, because more numbers gotta be rolled before you start coming up. And don't forget, we're not just talking about these inside numbers being rolled, we're talking about the rubbish numbers that I talked about, right? 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12 that we don't collect. Okay? You can get it up this high, but it's not going to be often, because the table does not give you that many rolls usually. But you never know. Sometimes you'll catch a roll or two that's going to give you 20 numbers, 12 numbers. You got 12 numbers and you took back your times. You got 9 more rolls, and if it hits all in here, you should be way up to this amount. Okay? And at that point, it's all up to you, yeah? I hate to use the word, what should I say? How strong you can be. I'll say that you can press them up that high. How much guts you got that you can take it up that high. Okay, not very many people can press their bets up, way up. Okay, when the table is hitting, can they press up a quarter to $500, $1,500, $5,000 if the table's giving that to them? Okay, so it all depends on how much guts you got and how far you can take it. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the second half of the press, telling you that you can take all along the way. You can start to depress it if you want. When you get to the point where you feel, oh, that's my comfort level. Okay, like I said, how much guts you got, or what's your comfort level? That's where you want to settle. Then fine, then take. Okay, or depress. Or take it all the way back down to 44 and take the rest of the winnings and try to build it back up. Okay, so hopefully you've learned something with the power press, and when it's your turn, and you got a chance to press it up, use the house money and go for the gusto. Thanks again for watching Craps Hawaii.